Okay, I wanted to give you a few helpful hints while doing this project. Go ahead and separate your cards so that you have negative graphs, meaning the graphs are pointing down, as you can see, pointing down. Okay, and then I have a positive stack. The graphs are pointing up. And here, this is a negative slope because the number in front of x is negative. This is a positive slope because the 1 that's in front of this x is positive. This is a positive slope. No negative sign in front of the number in front of x. So the coefficient 1/2 is positive. And then I should have, or you should have, two more stacks of neither negative or positive slopes. So these are neither negative or positive. And then negative or positive. Oh, excuse me. Negative or positive graphs. They're neither negative or positive, this stack here. So now that you have your stacks ready, a few other things I wanted to mention on the test. If you see 0 times a letter, it's 0. So 0 plus y equals 2 means this is gone. And then you have to figure out what the answer would be. Same thing here. 0 times y is just going to be 0. So x plus 0 is 2. That means it's not there. You have to figure out what that is going to be. Now, this column is y equals mx plus b column, but this equation is not going to be in y equals mx plus b form. Be careful when you look at this problem. The y is already by itself. It's just written the other way. So if you want to do this and rewrite it so that you can see that it's already solved, then go for it. But this one is just backwards. What other helpful hints do I want to give you? Here, this is negative x. So if I were you, I would put a 1 there and a 1 there so that you know that that's negative 1x and then minus 1x. So when you move this, that'll be a negative 1y. Just want to make sure you know that. Oh, here, the y is on this side. So to get it by itself, you're moving this 2 off. And be careful, you're not adding that 2. You have to do something else to move it. On this problem, I would put a 1 behind the negative. And for this problem, be careful. The x term is in the middle, so don't try to do minus 3y, okay? The x and y are already separated, so you will not be moving the x term on that one. When it equals 0, don't fret. Just see if the x and y are on the same side. If they are, move the x. Remember, you have to do the inverse operation. Okay. As far as the table, you can look on the calculator and do Control T. Or you can find, after you find the graph, you can look at the points from the graph and put them on the table. You can also plug in the x values into the equation. So whatever you want to do. Remember to use the slope to find the verbal description. Or look at the table and look at how the table is changing. And let me show you an example of that. On this table here, I know that the answer is 3, 1, negative 3, negative 9, because I did Control T. And so if I want to know the verbal description, the y is moving down by 2, so the y is decreasing by 2. And how do I know that? Because from here to here, 3 to 2, 2 to 1, that's moving down by 2. And then this one is not moving down by 2, it's moving down by 4. But I'm still going to get negative 2. Watch. Because this side is moving by 1, and it's going up. And then this side is going up by 2. So that's negative 4 over 2, which is still negative 2. Okay? And you see the negative 2 over here. So I'm going to write that the x is increasing by 1, because decreasing by 2 and increasing by 1 is the same thing as decreasing by 4 and increasing by 2, because 4 over 2 is 2 as well. So you could have also done what I showed you in class, negative 2 over 1. So that means to decrease by 2 units for the y, and then for the x I'm increasing by 1. And then you turn over and find where it says decreasing by 2 units for the y and increasing 1 unit for the x, which is letter P. So you would have wrote P in that, which we talked about last time. What else? Remember, 0 stands for x-intercept. And remember that the B is the y-intercept. And so for the y-intercept, the x will always be 0. For the x-intercept, the y will always be 0. And other than that, you should be good to go. Don't forget to do the inverse operations when you're moving your x term. So if he is negative on this side, he will be positive on the other side. And good luck.